All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the automatic compression release on a K-series KOHLER engine. This is a camshaft out of a K241. The ACR sometimes causes problems. If it fails, then it makes the engine a lot more difficult to start. So this is the camshaft. There are two pivoting plates here. They're held against the camshaft here with this little wire spring, which is looped over the plate here and over the second plate over here. In this position, with these two pivoting plates held against the shaft here, the tab, which actuates the exhaust valve slightly, see it's adjacent to the exhaust valve lobe. This hits the lifter and opens the exhaust valve just slightly during starting the engine. When the springs are holding the plate like this, then this one can't go anywhere. What happens from time to time, the spring might break or come off. If it comes off this plate, you pull it off the plate here eventually. Hard to do holding the phone. Okay, so if that spring comes off, it's over there against the shaft, this plate can pivot freely. When that happens, then this larger plate over here has nothing to stop it from moving in, so there's no way it has any ability to lift the exhaust valve when you start the engine. So when that happens, you'll go to start the engine and the piston will go up on the compression stroke and stop. On the older Cub Cadets with the starter generator, your belt might squeal, or you'll hear a bang or something. On the ring gear starter engines on the quiet line and later tractors, I'm talking about the Cub Cadets now, the engine will just stop for a second. Eventually it may turn over and it'll cycle to the next compression stroke and then stop again because it can't overcome the compression. The starters on these engines are not designed to handle the full compression. They depend on this ACR in order to allow the engine to start. So if you're having that problem, then you may be able to take the cam cover off the side of the engine, which is a 4-inch by 2-inch roughly oblong shaped cover, which is next to the points on the side of the engine block, and that would give you a side view like this of the cam gear. If you could see in and see this spring off the plate, or hopefully not missing or broken, if you can reach in there with a little piece of wire with a hook or something and grab that and loop it back over this pivoting plate, then you can restore the ACR function to the engine. Now, if this spring is missing or broken, then I think disassembly is the next step, at least removing the oil pan, turn the engine upside down. I don't know if you can replace the spring without actually removing the cam shaft. You might be able to. But in any case, of course, when the engine's running, centrifugal force pulls this plate out against that spring, and which allows the ACR tab to move, which eliminates its ability to open the exhaust valve. So you don't get the compression release when the engine's actually running. So hopefully that's helpful to the folks that are having ACR issues or have a question about how the ACR works on these engines.